Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going? It's a beautiful day. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in the San Francisco Bay Area where I live. It's about 77 degrees. When I get on the trail where the breeze will be brushing off the water, it's going to feel even cooler. And I'm super excited to be out and about on another walk with purpose. This is Walking with Purpose, episode number 767, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail here over at Bear Island Marina in beautiful Redwood City, California. Climate best by government test. Gotta love it. And today, I have a very, very seriously natured topic to discuss here. Pretty much, we're going to be discussing bullying. And not just cyberbullying, but real bullying in person. Now, cyberbullying is real too. Bullying is bullying, whether it's online or offline. Even YouTube now no longer calls it cyberbullying. They call it bullying and harassment. But I still like to separate it because I think there is a difference, and there's also a combination of both. A lot of times, bullying will start off like in a classroom, and then it will continue online. And between your online and offline presence, sometimes people will bully you and cyberbully you both ways. Now, the big story right now is this Donald Trump attempted assassination. I'm going to share some of my thoughts regarding this because I was going to go live last night and earlier today. I just had a lot of other things to do, and I'm like, let me just hold off a little bit. Let me get some more information. Let me hear some more of the developing news, because you can't just sit there and run your mouth the moment something happens, right? A lot of people on YouTube will jump on this story as it's happening because it's considered trending news. When I create my content, I'm not here to try to, I'm not here to try to talk about something just to try to hit the algorithm for trending news. I'm real. I'm always going to be raw and real with you folks first. So for me, I don't feel the need to have to get a story out or get my opinion out about something that's currently trending just to try to get more views and stuff, And I'm glad I waited because there's a lot more information. And the information I came across today and will be presenting here today is very much in alignment with a huge part of why I do what I do out here. I am extremely anti-bullying and harassment, or anti-cyberbullying and harassment, both in person and online. Now, folks, please smash the thumbs up. And please share this out. I would greatly appreciate it. So, I'm going to get right to it because there's a lot to talk about. I'm going to do the full trail today because I'm in no danger of the sun going down. Well, it's going to go down in a couple of hours, but it'll take me about an hour and a half to do the 3.5 miles or so. But anyway, Yeah, I'll say what happened yesterday. I don't wish harm upon anyone. I don't care how much I disagree with somebody. I don't care how much I don't like somebody's views. I don't care how much of a criminal or a thief they are, because, in my opinion, I think Donald Trump is a criminal and a crook. He's been convicted of 34 felonies. He incited, you know, the insurrection at the Capitol, and so many more things. We don't really need to get into everything. People know what former President Trump has done. Yet people still have the right to support him. People can support anyone they want for whatever reason. Someone can murder 10 people, get away with it, run for president, and they can support that person if they want. And I don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. No one has to like it. I think it's ridiculous, but hey, everyone's entitled to their opinions, and everyone's entitled to support who they want to support. You can support whoever you want to support for whatever reason. Whether I like it or not, whether anyone else likes it or not, it doesn't matter, right? That doesn't give anyone the right to try to assassinate someone just because they don't want them to be the next president, or they just don't like, Republicans or liberals, or I more so like to call Trump a fake conservative who's on the alt-right, because Trump used to be liberal. Trump used to be a full-blown liberal. And again, the only reason why, in my opinion and many others, on why he switched over to the Conservative Party, because Donald Trump would have never, ever, ever, ever gotten into office being a liberal. No way. Absolutely not. And I'm not going to get more into it because I don't want to offend anyone. I love everyone. I know there are people here on my end that love Trump, that are conservatives, and it's all good. I love you. I respect you. You're entitled to your opinions. We may disagree on Trump and other stuff, but that's okay. We can respectfully disagree, right? I'm not going to come after you, and try to create harm upon you, or I'm not even going to wish harm upon you if we disagree. As long as we can respectfully disagree, that's all that matters, right? That's all that should ever matter, right? Please smash the thumbs up and please share the. But yeah, yesterday there was an assassination attempt on former President Trump. And literally, some people said inches, some people said millimeters away from a bullet hitting him in the head and killing him. I've got to say, wow, what a close call. Wow. Whew, man. I mean, this dude that climbed on a rooftop like 400 or 500 feet away from the stage, right? First of all, I can't understand how the Secret Service didn't lock down that area or see that as a risk or a threat, right? I saw people interviewed that saw this gunman that ended up being taken out by the Secret Service. They, obviously they're going to neutralize the threat, so they shot him from the rooftop of the actual venue of the event, one of the Secret Service snipers took out the 20-year-old gunman, and he's been identified, and I can't remember his name, but he's been identified now as a 20-year-old man that was struggling to be accepted. We're going to share more about that in a little bit and how this all plays into why I think this happened, right? I'm going to talk about my opinions. I'm going to share my opinions on why I think this happened. What drove this young 20-year-old man to do this, right? I'm going to share opinions and my theories in ways unlike anyone else because I think very deeply. I use common sense, I use logic and reasoning, and I use my stellar intuition. And many of you that have known me for a long time know my intuition is very, very spot on. It's very strong. Hey Sue, how you doing? Welcome to the show. How you in chat? Welcome. So yeah, I mean, the Secret Service, or there was a couple of guys before this even happened, minutes before, they saw this young 20-year-old man climbing up the side of a roof with some kind of assault rifle, some AR gun, right? And they tried to get the attention of the police, and the police didn't listen. And again, how in the world did the Secret Service not see that other building across the way as a threat and lock it down? Did they think having snipers on the roof was going to be good enough? They should have had snipers on that other roof where the gunman was at. I mean, none of this makes any sense to me, right? Like, how could you make such a dumb mistake? You're the Secret Service. You're the Secret Service of the U.S. government. You're there to isolate and neutralize threats, but more so isolating them before you need to neutralize them, right? Almost kind of seems like an inside job to me, right? And I hate to admit that because if it was an inside job, then the conservatives are going to blame the liberals for setting this up, which I don't think that's what happened. I think this clearly was an oversight. I think it was clearly an oversight, and I think the Secret Service thought they had enough coverage having a couple snipers on the rooftop of Trump's venue. So this dude whoa. That dude there is driving erratically. He was doing donuts right there. Wow. Where are the cops when you need them? I thought he was going to hit a pole or something. Like, it's so dangerous doing donuts in the first place, but doing donuts right there off a freeway off-ramp and overpass. I swear to God, where are the cops to just nail those idiot drivers, probably young idiot drivers, for reckless driving? My God. Jesus Christ, man. Yes, it was a very close call for Trump. Yeah, hey Jigwalk, how you doing? Hey everybody, hope everyone is doing good today. Yeah, everyone, please smash the thumbs up and please share this out. All right, so The dude scales up the wall of a building with a rooftop that was higher than the stage, and I believe even a little bit higher than the roof that the 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 Secret Service, not the Civil Service, the Secret Service, the roof of the gunmen appeared to be a bit higher or pretty close to a similar level as the rooftop of where the Secret Service snipers were at. But the sniper, or sorry, the gunman, the young gunman, had a direct shot right at Donald Trump, about 400 to 500 feet away. Good, Sue. Thanks. Hope you are good. Hey, Jigbok, hi, says Sue. And Sue says, awesome at Jigbok. I am. Thanks. Great to hear that, folks. I like to hear it when people are doing well. He fired like 8 rounds. One of them pierced the top of Donald Trump's ear. Then Donald Trump just went down. And then the other shots killed another man that was trying to protect his family from bullets. And then there were a couple other people that were injured. And then again, the gunman was neutralized and taken out and killed by the Secret Service snipers. And then Trump gets up and is like this. Now, I got to be honest. You know, if I was just shot at and it just barely missed me and it got my ear and I'm bleeding, the last thing I'm going to do is say, screw you. You know, the last thing I'm going to do is try to just show off and put my arm up. Like Trump, I got to say honestly, I don't wish harm upon him, but he's the most arrogant, pompous ass I've ever met in my life. He was like, ha ha ha, you tried to take me down, but you didn't get me. And the Secret Service is trying to keep his arms down to protect him from further fire. The Secret Service was putting their own lives on the line for this guy, and he wants to be cocky and say, hey, you guys didn't get me. You tried to assassinate me, but you missed. What a cocky motherfucker, right? Now, again, I'm completely against this violence. It was wrong. It should not have happened, and I'm glad that Trump is okay. Even though I'm not a Trump supporter, I can't stand him. I disagree with pretty much almost everything he says and does. But he's one arrogant motherfucker. He's an arrogant, pompous ass. No doubt about it, right? Now, the point of this stream here is involving, we need to stop cyberbullying and harassment. I didn't title my stream that because topographically, YouTube demonetizes any videos you put the word cyberbullying or bullying in the title. You can talk about it, you just can't put it in the title. That's how well I know YouTube. So I had to title it, you know, we need to stop picking on people. We need to stop picking on people. Right? We need to immediately stop picking on people. It has to end. But the truth of the matter is, it's about bullying and harassment. We need to stop the bullying and cyberbullying. Because while it may be fun and games to the people that are making fun of that particular person, they're bullying or cyberbullying, to that person, it's hurting them. And you have no idea what that person has been through. You have no idea the lack of parenting they may have had. You have no idea what's going on with them emotionally, how traumatized they are over other things that are out of their control. That is why I am severely against bullying and harassment, because I've been bullied and harassed. I was bullied and harassed in my younger days in grammar school and a few years in high school. And I was bullied and harassed out here on YouTube, and still am to a certain extent. But I'm a strong guy, and I can handle it. It does hurt at times, but I can handle it. And I'm not the kind of person that would ever do something stupid over it. And I'm not the kind of person that would end my life or end myself over it. But many other people aren't as strong. To be honest, most other people in my shoes that have been through what I've been through would have probably tried some self-harm or something else, right? It's quite a lot to deal with. Hey. Let me see here. That dude gave me a smile on the way he was running. He heard me talking about bullying and harassment and all that. I'm an advocate against bullying and harassment. I will fight to protect people that are being bullied and harassed. Just because other people get off on it, whether it's online or offline, right? It's not entertaining to bully and harass people. You have handled these idiots with class, NCS Queen. Well, thank you. Hey, Tia, how are you doing? Jigbox says some of these channels are based on hate and bullying. Yeah, absolutely. That's why they keep getting shut down. It's a violation of YouTube's terms of service. It is. So sad that poor innocent man's family, right? Well, yeah. But what we need to really do, Sue and everyone else, is really analyze what made this 20-year-old man, I believe he was in college, and he was an outcast. I'll get more into that in a second. We need to talk about what triggered him to do something like this, right? I'll tell you my thoughts about it, because once you hear my theory on this, it's probably going to make sense. I hope it does. If it doesn't, that's okay. You're entitled to your opinions, right? But I'm going to compare it to what people have done to me out here. Like, there are guys out here that have called me a liberal sack of shit. Right? Now, let's analyze what is known about the gunman that was taken out by the Secret Service, right? 20 years old. They interviewed some of his classmates, and they said he was an odd person. He was a social outcast. He would dress like in weird clothing. And they made fun of him. They picked on him all the time just for their entertainment, right? Just because it was a fun thing to do. It was a funny thing to do is what he told the reporters, right? So I saw that video on YouTube earlier, and I was like, holy shit. I get it. This guy, this 20-year-old man, young man, probably had a rough upbringing. Maybe he was abused by his mother or father or both. Maybe he was raised in foster care. We don't know, but something was lacking in this guy. Proper parenting, lack of parenting, lack of love from his parents and his own family, right? And then, he goes to school and he's being picked on, right? And you want to know what I think happened? What I think happened was, I think this guy, obviously, if he's trying to take out Trump, he's a liberal. Or he's not a Republican. He did not have a strong male role model. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking happened. Jigbox says, too much divide in this country. It is the two-party system fault for encouraging the diverse nature of this country. I've always said that, Jigbox. I've always said, fuck the political party system. I think it's stupid. I mean, Joe Biden says he's all about unity, and I agree with that. He's like, we need to unite more. We need to unite, right? But what does having two major political parties, and then you have the independent party too, but the two major ones, the left and the right, Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives, right? You have two parties and you're automatically dividing the country. So what do you expect, right? And I'm coming out here saying I love everyone regardless of their political party preference, regardless of their age, sex, race, national origin, and now sexual orientation nowadays, because we've got a lot of different things going on with sexual orientation in the modern world. We've got a lot of progression in this modern world. We don't have to get into that, but you folks know what I'm talking about, okay? You got the LGBTQ, you've got all that, right? Right? It's all good. Whatever, whoever you want to be, whatever you want to be, it's all good. As long as you're a good person, don't harm others, and don't force your views upon others, and you respectfully disagree, we're all good, right? That's the way it should be, right? But you're right, Jigwalk. You're absolutely right. The political party system is the major aspect that's dividing us, right? You got the elephant and the donkey, right? The elephant and the donkey. The elephant and the jackass, right? Once again, please smash the thumbs up and please share this out. I'd greatly appreciate it. So this dude was picked on. He was bullied. He was bullied. And what I think happened was, again, I think that this guy came from a liberal upbringing. And I think a lot of the people that were bullying him were conservatives. It's weird to me that a lot of the people that have bullied me on this platform are conservative. Most of them are. Now, again, I'm not criticizing any good conservatives. There are good and bad people on both ends, right? So for people like Tia and others that are good conservatives, I have love for you and I respect your views and all that. I respect you on that. That's why I think that there are liberals, conservatives, and then you have the alt-right people, right? Now, there are real conservatives that support Trump, but I believe the majority of people that support Trump are on the alt-right. And a lot of those people are very active on the internet. There are more active alt-right people on the internet than any other party. Because the real conservatives and the liberals are busy working and taking care of their families and doing other things and spending all their time on social media saying, Trump 2024, MAGA, make America great again, MAGA, 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 MAGA. I was watching all these live streams on ABC and NBC and all the channels that were broadcasting news on this. Or, when Biden was speaking about it, right? And all you're seeing in these chats are MAGA, 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 MAGA. People spamming the chat with Donald Trump, MAGA, make America great again. Like, I swear to God, these people are the biggest fucking morons. And it's not the fact that you support Trump. It's the fact that you're internet spammers. And you spend all your time online projecting your idea of how things should be onto everyone above and beyond a normal and reasonable level. That's the problem. If you want to support Trump, that's not a problem. But the level that some people take to make it very clear they support Trump and how they bash others that don't, and then calling us liberal sacks of shit, that's a problem. That's a serious problem. That's where the problem lies. Jigwalk, I don't know much about the guy, but he was probably a social outcast. He was. I've been really watching the developments of this story, Jigwalk. That's why I waited to go live, and I was doing other things. But I've just been following the story very closely. And then when it boiled down to the guy being a social outcast and being bullied, here's what I think happened. Furthermore, I think the people that were bullying him were conservatives or people on the alt-right, and when they found out that he was a liberal, they probably called him the equivalent of what people have called me out here, a liberal sack of shit. They probably called this guy a liberal sack of shit, or they probably, made fun of him for being liberal and saying liberals are like little girls and this and that, right? So they really probably triggered the shit out of him, right? Because I'm trying to figure out what in the world would trigger this guy so bad to go to a Trump rally and try to assassinate Trump, right? What would trigger him to do that? The only thing that would trigger him or anyone else logically, thinking about it logically, would be if you have a group of people in your school or workplace or wherever, and you're like the only liberal, and they're Trump supporters, right? And they're conservative Trump supporters or alt-right people, and they find out you're liberal and they start teasing you for being a liberal so badly to the point of where it triggers you to say, okay, you want to call me a liberal sack of shit? You guys want to support Trump? You got something coming, right? Now, do I think this guy knew that if he tried to take out Trump, he was probably going to get taken out by police, by some type of police agency or federal police agency like the FBI or, in this case, the Secret Service, right? He probably knew that this was going to be a suicide mission. He probably knew this was going to be a suicide mission. Because the way this guy was feeling, he probably was contemplating ending himself anyways. If you think this guy was probably contemplating ending himself before this even happened, put a 1 in the chat, because that's what I think this all boils down to, right? You people are passionate about issues just like Raiders, 49ers, and Giants fans. Hey, Sandra, how you doing? Welcome to the show. So this guy probably was contemplating ending his life anyways, right? One says Jake Walk. One says this guy had to have mental issues. He did. He had a lot of trauma probably stemming back from his childhood, Tia, right? So he's thinking, okay, I hate my life. I'm being bullied. Nobody likes me. They're calling me a liberal sack of shit, right? So I'll tell you what, if I'm going to, instead of just taking myself out, I'm going to go and try to take out their Lord, Savior, Messiah, Trump, and show them who's boss. Because I know they're going to take me out for trying to take out Trump. So if I was contemplating ending my own self, why don't I do a suicide mission instead? Try to take out Trump. And whether I do or I don't, I tried. And they're going to take me out anyways. Put me out of my misery, right? That's what he was thinking. That's what I'm thinking, right? Using common sense, using logic, reasoning, etc., right? Ooh, nice plane flying back from a weekend getaway. It's Sunday, folks. A lot of planes fly back from Southern to Northern California to the private plane airport here in San Carlos, California, right next door to Redwood City where I'm at. Beautiful, right? So that's what I think happened. Now look, folks, for the most part, people are not born to do crazy things like this. Yes, some people are born with birth defects. Excuse me. Oh man. The allergies are just out of control this time of the year. I did take my Allegra Costco brand Allerfex non-drowsy allergy medication about an hour ago, but man, sometimes, excuse me, pardon me, God, man. Sandra says, at Tia, of course he has mental issues, the shooter. Yes. Sandra says, hi, Tia and Jigwalk. Sandra says, hi, Sue and everyone here. Hello. Here comes that guy again. All right. Have a good one.
You too.
Uh-huh. What a cool dude. Right on. He said hello to me on the way back. I said, hey, what's up? It's all good, right? I'm a social dude. I love people. Another plane. I really enjoy bringing you folks on these walks with me. I enjoy this. I enjoy the time we spend together if not every day, almost every day. We do these almost every day, and I really enjoy these walks more than anything. Well, I'd say at an equal level, I enjoy the shows with Don, and we're going to end up doing a show together really soon, probably sometime this week. It's just there's been a lot going on. We've got a lot going on off of YouTube, and I've been struggling to find time to even just do a walk every day. And I've just been tired because there was so much BS going on, and now that the BS is done, I'm starting to catch up on rest. I slept for like almost 11 hours last night, folks. Can you believe that? I've been so exhausted over everything because this drama bullshit will exhaust you, you know? I slept for 11 hours and I feel great. At Tia, that's true. Some people can handle it. Some people are an easy target. Right. Eli, I bet you are fun at parties. I used to be, dude. Jigwalk, I'll tell you honestly, man. I'm not saying I'm not fun to be around anymore at a party or something. But honestly, man, at this point in my life, I just want to chill with my lady and our dogs. Like, I love hanging around people. But I don't feel the need to go out and get drunk and party to feel happiness, you know? I mean, I had a lot of fun in my younger days, and maybe I had too much fun in my younger days, in my teens, my 20s, and even my 30s, and even part of my early 40s, early to mid 40s. I had so much fun, and it's like, I think at this point, I'm happy to have met Dawn, someone I'm going to finally settle down with, you know, and is that the KGO radio News Talk 810 copter? I think that's one of the radio station choppers. Nice. Yeah, like I was saying, Jigwalk, I just, you know, I want to just chill nowadays, man. I'm not saying I'll never have another party again. Obviously, it'll be with my lady, right? But what I'm more so looking forward to in the future, Jigwalk, is I really want to take the Coach Eli brand and the actual business name, the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short, that I own. That's also an LLC now. I want to take that to the next level. I want to help people get the resources they need. If they're being bullied or harassed, I want to help those people as much as possible free of charge. As long as we can fund the nonprofit, if we make it into a nonprofit and we can fund it through donations, this is a resource that I feel everyone should have free of charge at their disposal. Because again, you know, if this guy, the shooter, had resources to talk about, you know, his issues that were building up deep within him, if he had resources like us to talk to, now also I would have definitely referred this guy to a psychologist or psychiatrist, but initially I would have said, hey dude, listen, it's not worth it, man. Let me be your friend, dude. You got myself as a friend, you got my girlfriend, you got all the people here. We would have all accepted him, right? I think part of the problem with this guy and many people is when they feel a lack of acceptance from everyone, like they feel like the whole world's against them, which is not true. But that's what bullies do. They make you feel like the whole world's against you. They make you feel like you're isolated, right? And that nobody accepts you, right? When the truth of the matter is, had I known this guy existed, I would have reached out to him and said, hey, dude, you got myself, you got my girlfriend Dawn, you got Tia, you got all these people here. We're here for you, dude. Talk with us. Share with us what the problems are with these morons that are bullying you. Because you know what? They're only doing it because they're insecure. They're projecting their insecurities onto you. Maybe there's something about you that they can't admit they like. Maybe you're smarter than them, right? Typically, bullies bully people that they wish they could be like, right? Or they see something awkward in you, which may not be awkward to you, and they make fun of you to try to appear like they're better in front of their peers, which honestly, it makes them look worse. It makes them look like a piece of shit. And that's what they are. Bullies are pieces of shit. They are. They absolutely are. TS says, being an outcast is hard enough, then throw in bullying. How much can one take? Right. Honestly, I can't blame the guy for blowing up. But man, I can't believe the guy was so triggered that he tried to take out Trump. Now again, I think the bullies probably made fun of him and called him a liberal sack of shit. And he was probably a Biden supporter, or maybe his family, they're liberals. And see, this is the problem I have with some conservatives. Like, most liberals don't behave this way, but a lot of conservatives, not you, Tia, not you, Sandra, you're good conservatives, but there are a lot of conservatives that go on the attack and call liberals a sack of shit, and that's not cool. So I think what his peers did is they called him something like that, or the equivalent of that, and it triggered him, and he said, look, you want to call me a liberal sack of shit? Well, just keep an eye on what happens next, right? So I think this guy tried to take out Trump because his peers were making fun of his, his political party preference. That's what I think this all boils down to. It's pretty sad. You see, I'll tell you this. I think I would have made a pretty damn good FBI agent because I'm not saying I'm all that, I'm very intuitive. I think I would have made a damn good FBI profiler or FBI agent because I can read things, right? Right? If I could go back 20, 30 years, I might have just tried to go into the FBI Academy at Quantico, in Quantico, Virginia. That's where it's at, Quantico. Coach Eli, FBI agent. Special agent in charge, Coach Eli. I love the sound of that, special agent in charge. And then one day, Coach Eli would be the director of the FBI in Washington, right? Holy Moses, man. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Nobody's at the observation deck. Let's pop on into the observation deck here. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right. We are back live. Everything's rolling smoothly. The battery in my pocket's charging the phone. Audio sounds good. Everything's rolling well. This is good. Eli, you would make a good investigator or a lawyer. Wicked Lee says, do your research, would serve you better. Wicked Lee, what do you mean by that? Can you, are you attacking me because you just don't like me? You're a part of the drama groups that we don't talk about anymore? There's either a fire over there on the other side, next exit down, Woodside Road, Seaport Boulevard, or they're just brewing something over there. Sometimes that's where they produce a lot of salt and stuff over there. But it looks like smoke. There might be a fire over there. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, I don't know. So what's up with your comment there, Wickedly? Oops, sorry. I cut it off again. I'm back. I should be back. What's up with your comment, Wickedly? I need to read on this some more. I heard he donated to demos. What are demos? What are you talking about? He donated to demo. What's a demo? Like a demonstration or demons or what are you talking about, Sandra? I got to be more specific. I don't know what that is. Eli, they are saying he was a registered Republican. Democrats, okay. Well, if he's a registered Republican, then why would he try to take out? Why would he try to take out Trump? If he was a registered Republican, why would he try to take out Trump? Is it because he feels that Trump should not run as the Republican candidate? Trump should not be the Republican candidate because he's nuts. Okay, well listen. We could all say he's nuts. Anyone that tries to assassinate anyone is nuts. Listen, more context than that, please. So he wasn't a liberal sack of. Okay. Okay, well, then that throws that theory out if that's the case, right? Okay, so then the only logical thing left, if he was a registered Republican, right? And then you're saying he donated to Democrats? So he was a registered Republican, he donated money to Democrats, and then he tries to take out Trump. Why? Is it because he doesn't feel Trump is worthy of being the Republican candidate for president? Can people support a party but hate the leader? Maybe so. Yes. No, I agree. Yes, that's probably it. I'm saying process of elimination is just that. That's unusual, but not impossible. Sometimes people are just nuts, Eli. No rhyme, no reason. You are trying to look at this logically. There is no logic. Not everything is logical. Everything has a logical reason. People do things. And sometimes people react on their emotions based on what they're thinking logically. That's how men work. Men and women work differently. Men always think things through logically and then may react emotionally. But typically all human beings have a logical side, including women. It's processed differently through women. Women respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. Men typically will think about things logically for a while, and then it'll build up that emotion, and then they snap, right? That's what happens. This guy snapped. Something happened to make this guy snap. Something happened to make him snap. Maybe he just didn't feel Trump was supposed to be the front runner for the Republicans. That would make sense. That would make sense. But wow, okay. Give me a second here. Let me come off to the side and check out the chat. Hey, ODN, how are you doing? He was an Obama voter. Like, I voted for Obama too, ODN. I think Obama was a great president. And thank you to Obama for Obamacare and the Affordable Health Care Act. Sandra, well, I'm sure we'll learn more from friends, family, and acquaintances. Sure. Hey, Grouchy Mama Bear, how you doing? Birds of a feather. He was only 20. He only would have registered like 2 years ago. That's true. That's true. You have to be 18. Right. People often register and never change it once they get older and have beliefs. That's true. So maybe he registered Republican by mistake, and he was more so a liberal. I don't know, or Democrat, liberal, same thing, right? But forget about all that, okay? Forget about all that. Let's talk about bullying and harassment. Let's talk about, let me ask you folks this, okay? A lot of people out here on YouTube recently, And I don't really want to feed into these people at all. I'm not going to mention their names, but there are people saying that, oh, I'm playing the role of the victim. I was never bullied. I was never harassed out here. Oh, I was completely bullied and harassed. But I still moved forward and didn't let it get to me. Yes, it affected me at times, but I've never been suicidal. I would never do something stupid, but there are times where I had panic attacks. There are times where it really stressed me out and drained my energy and made me sick. So bullying, even if it doesn't affect you from doing something crazy like, that shooter did yesterday, it'll still take a toll on you, right? And it needs to stop. It really needs to stop. We really need to do a better job taking a stronger stance against bullying and harassment online and offline. More so now because of the online world. It makes it much easier to bully and harass someone, also known as cyberbullying online, but it's bullying, bullying is what they say for both. Even for cyberbullying, it's a form of bullying, right? Just online. And with these kids nowadays, they use online and offline bullying. They do it both, right? We need to do a better job of stopping this dead in its tracks. The police don't give a shit about it until it's too late. So this guy was being bullied and almost took out Trump, right? Like literally came within inches, some people said even millimeters, of hitting his head and killing Trump. All because we don't have a good system to hold people accountable for bullying and harassment. If there was a better system to hold people accountable for bullying and harassment, number one, a lot of these drama groups that have gotten away with doing this dumb content, attacking other creators for years, would have never gotten away with it, right? And a lot of these crazy things would have never happened because the people being bullied would have been able to get the right support, emotional support in general. A lot of these people being bullied feel like they're alone. They feel like they have no acceptance from anyone. They feel like their life isn't worth it because nobody wants to be around them, right? But if we provided these people the right resources, if we had actual resources to stop bullying before it creates issues, then the FBI would not have to get involved. The FBI is involved. Sorry, the FBI is in charge of cyberbullying and harassment. They're in charge of cyberbullying. So the FBI is in charge of this investigation over what happened yesterday, right? But if you try to report somebody for cyberbullying to the FBI, they don't take you seriously until something happens. They don't have the resources, right? We need to do something to stop this shit before it happens. And that's where I want to take my organization, the GNA, the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short. There's a huge opportunity for us to create a foundation that supports people and lets everyone know that you're all worth it. You're all accepted. You're all appreciated. Even if no one else cares about you or accepts you, over here at the GNA, through Coach Eli and my organization that I own, that I founded in 2011, the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short, you're accepted here, even if you're not accepted anywhere else. We need to have a foundation for people to go to that feel this way. There have been so many times in my life, in my younger days, especially, give me a second here, let me get this beautiful plane. Look at that. That is a beaut. That is a beaut. Absolutely fantastic. And you have the sun over there on the left. Got the plane landing at the San Carlos, California private plane airport there. That's just beautiful. Look at that beautiful landing over there. God, I love this trail. I feel like I'm out in nature when I do this trail. You're still close to home and to the city, but you feel like you're in another area when you're out on this trail. Santa Palacio says, I agree that some people feel they have no one to lean on. I've always been the one who seeks out someone new or whom others shun. Same here, Sandra. That's why Sandra, I'll get to the other chat messages in a few here. That is why Don and I have so much love and respect for you. And, see, even though our political views are different, that doesn't mean we don't agree on anything. That doesn't mean we don't have a heart and soul. We do, right? And most of the time, when you and I talk, or when you and Don talk, right, it has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with caring about people, with being there for people, with accepting people that most people would toss to the side. No one deserves to be tossed to the side. Everyone deserves a chance. Everyone deserves a chance to have a good life. And that's what I preach over here. That's what I've always preached over here. And, you've embodied that, Sandra. You're a good person. And Tia is a lot like you, Sandra. Tia, you came out of nowhere, but God bless you. You're a lot like Sandra, and you're a lot like my girlfriend, Dawn. And Queen Helen Casey's another one. And that's why you ladies are all connected behind the scenes. And more prominent women will be connected behind the scenes that deserve to connect with these prominent, decent women here that I just mentioned. So thank you, Sandra. Appreciate that. Thank you, Tia. Thank you, Sandra. Amen. Mike S. Protracted bullying can definitely have long-term mental and physical health problems. You're right, Mike S. How you doing, Mike S? Birds of a Feather. John Hinckley Jr. tried to kill Ronald Reagan because he wanted to impress Jodie Foster. You can't assume there's logical reasons behind this. Well, that's a logical reason. If he's trying to show off to someone, that's a logical explanation. It's not a good explanation. It's not a mentally sane explanation, but it's a logical explanation, right? There's always logic to the bad things people do. There's always a motive. How about we call it a motive? That's what they call it, a motive. What is the motive, right? Do you think motives are logical? Yes, they're logical. In order to come up with a motive, you have to use logic and reasoning to figure it out. That's what the FBI is doing right now. They're trying to figure out the motive of this guy. And that's all I did here today. I'm trying to figure out what would have motivated him to do this shit, right? Was it the bullying? Was it what I said initially, that he, even though people say he's a registered Republican, maybe he's a liberal, maybe he registered the wrong party? Maybe he actually is a liberal. Maybe he was called a liberal sack of shit by the people that were bullying him in his class, and he wanted to get revenge. Maybe he is a real registered Republican and just feels Trump is not worthy of being a Republican. Who the hell knows? But we're throwing out there our theories, right? And these are theories that we don't know if they're true or not. We're throwing out our logic and reasoning. We're throwing out our theories, our conspiracy theories, right? And then once the FBI figures out what the motive was, after they interview everyone, the family, friends, everybody, right? After the investigation is done, it's probably going to take weeks or months, then we can compare. Then we can go back to the stream and say, hey, how much of what I said was the actual truth? How good was my intuition, right? That's all. But nevertheless, I really do feel we need to do a better job of being proactive against bullying and harassment, online and offline. We need to do a better job. And that is one thing. If you come, until we get the infrastructure in place through my organization, the Genuine Networking Association, or G&A for short, and it may take another 6 months to a year, because a lot of this I'm doing myself now. I just don't have the resources or the money to pay someone to do it. So I'm slowly building it with my own bare fucking hands, right? But until we get this infrastructure in place, and it's more known that you can come here for support, just know, if you come across this and you're feeling alone, you're feeling like an outcast, you're feeling like you're not accepted, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling like the walls are closing in, and you have nowhere to go, reach out to me, Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com, and we'll help you free of charge in these situations. And I'll connect you with myself, my girlfriend Dawn, Tia, and Sandra, and other people. Or come here to our chat where we will accept you. And we will praise you, and we will uplift you, and we will make you aware that you deserve to have a good life. You deserve to be alive. You deserve happiness. And no matter what anyone else thinks of you, regardless of what you've done, we love you. I'm doing well, Eli. Thank you for asking. Oh, of course, of course. Of course, Mike S. I'm glad you're doing well. Sandra says, when I was working at Target, I had people who would come to my register just for a hug, a smile, and a conversation. You know, when I worked at Costco or other retail establishments, it was the same thing. You had your regulars there, right? You know, it's funny, Sandra, Tia, anyone else that's here, you got people that still can't let go of the past, fake instigated drama Coach Eli passed. It was fake instigated on the other side, not me. I was legitimately defending myself. I'm going to stop at the bench coming up because there are some people behind me. I'm going to let them pass, so I don't have to worry about running into them with video. I'm very respectful. I'm very aware of my surroundings. I mean, I guess, like they say, old habits die hard, right? Old habits die hard. Yep. It's really a beautiful day. That smoke's gotten thicker. I don't know if that's actual fire there, controlled fire, or it's a chemical plant just making some chemicals, and that's just the smoke coming off the top of the roof. I don't know. Let me come over here and wait for these people to pass. Let me get down for a second here. See, here I am. Here I am. Do 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 do. Thank you so much to the 48 people that are here. 14 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. 52 people here now. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah. We are at 64 minutes, an hour, and 4 minutes. It is very beautiful, the place you are at. Yeah, Gia, Yeah, I live in Redwood City, California. I lived out here pretty much most of my life. And this is the other side of the city, right by the San Francisco Bay. And they call it the wetlands. And the San Francisco Bay Trail goes all the way around the bay. You can access it in different parts. They're actually trying to. They're going to be putting the whole trail together. They're trying to piece it together. Right now, you can do it in parts, and once it's done, within the next 10 years or so, it's going to be 500 miles around the bay, 500 miles of trail. So that's going to be awesome. I mean, it goes all the way in the South Bay, and then it comes up peninsula where we're at here, also known as the West Bay, and then it goes through San Francisco into the North Bay, and then it cuts across into the East Bay, and then you go around back south that way once you hit the East Bay, which is over there, way over those, over by those mountains over there. So it's going to be awesome once it's done. Birds of a feather, what is your favorite hike in California? There are so many to choose from. It's a good question. I've done many hikes. One of the best ones to do is called Mission Peak in Fremont. It's 3 miles of uphill, and then the last quarter mile you have to climb up rocks to get to the peak, which is an Indian totem pole. And then it's 3 miles back downhill, steep, so you're getting a great workout. That's a hell of a workout. You can typically do Mission Peak in a couple of hours. You can typically hike, I'd say, about a mile every 20 minutes or so. But I say 2 hours because when you're coming downhill, you're going much faster because you have the momentum. You don't have to use as much energy. You're using more brakes, so you're working your calves and your toes and your feet and stuff. Mission Peak is a good one. There are some trails on the campus of UC Berkeley. I can't remember the exact name. I think it's called Strawberry Hill or something like that. There's a nice trail that goes through the campus of UC Berkeley, which is in the East San Francisco Bay Area. I'm sure you folks have heard of UC Berkeley. It's the feminist capital of the world. A lot of women speak there. Sounds really cool, yeah. I mean, I've done a lot of hikes all over Northern California, even in the Sacramento, Auburn area. There's the Clementine Trail that's in Auburn, right by the American River. It's at the Auburn State Park, I believe is what it is. I can't remember the exact name. It's been a while since I've been over there. There's a lot of them. There's just a lot of trails. There's a lot of them in the North Bay I used to do when I used to date my ex Dana. We did a lot of trails in Marin County. Marin County has a lot of great trails. Now here on the peninsula, we don't have that many trails. We do have Edgewood Park, which is right down the street. And that's not a bad trail. But besides that, we don't really have many places to hike here on the peninsula. You have to go like to the South Bay or the East Bay or the North Bay. But thank you for asking. Yeah. But I haven't done hiking in a while because, I'm concerned about Dawn's health. We tried to do a few hikes when we first started dating, and she was panicking and almost passed out. So, right now at this point, Dawn's as healthy as possible. It's just that she's not in the position to be doing these strenuous hikes, and I wouldn't do that to her. Now here's the thing: hiking's not for everyone. You know, um, you've gotta have some good, thick skin to be able to hike, and some good, you have to have some, how to say this the right way, tenacity, right? Haiku. But hiking is very challenging depending on the hike that you do. You're going up and down hills. There's loose gravel at times. You got to wear hiking boots. You're going through mud. Sometimes trees fall down and you got to step over them like you're literally out in the woods. Right now, most hiking trails are, they're either paved part of the way, or the dirt part is carved out for you and they're maintained, which is what I'm trying to say. But even the maintained trails sometimes get messed up due to bad weather and stuff. So it's not for everyone. I love it though. You are lucky to have access to so much lovely outdoor recreation. Yeah, and I'll tell you honestly, birds of a feather, I don't take that for granted. I've never ever taken the amount of recreation we have out here in California, all over, not just Northern California, all over California. California is an amazing state. A lot of people in other states of the U.S. and other countries, they despise California. But the truth of the matter is they're jealous of California. Yes, we pay a lot more for stuff here, especially in the Bay Area. Even in Southern California, they're paying a lot more too. We pay a premium to live here. But to the people that have lived here for decades and decades, I've lived here all my life, we're used to it. This is home, and we love home. And a lot of people that attack California are conservatives or alt-right fake conservatives that just don't like liberals. And because California has always been primarily a liberal state, they hate California just based on that. It's just the dumbest stuff. And like a lot of this stuff, it's funny. Like I always knew there was a separation between Democrats and Republicans, but until I came out here on YouTube and started doing this at least semi-full time 6.5 years ago or so, and I started to really connect with some of these people from the Midwest and the South, and they started calling me liberal sack of shit, I was like, okay, okay, now I really see what the difference is, right? Like it is honestly, it's a whole new world when you're looking at West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, and the South. It's like literally this country here. I'm just going to use the U.S. for example. We are so divided here in the U.S. Like we are so divided, and it's really sad because I love everyone. Like I just want to get along with everyone. Doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, right? But most people don't think that way. Most people are set in their ways. And until, people open up their hearts and souls to, progression and diversity and, and uniting and truly uniting, it's not going to change. Probably will never change, Old habits die hard. The political party system was set a long time ago. It's been this way for a while. I've been saying for decades we should get rid of the political party system. It hasn't changed. Probably won't. At least not in my lifetime. You are, okay, I already read that. But yeah, folks, I'm a very big advocate of bullying and harassment, and I'm going to start to focus more on building the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short, my organization, into at least part of it becoming an advocacy for people that are being bullied online and offline, both. And we're also going to include harassment. If you're being bullied and harassed online or offline or both, we can already help you right now. Reach out to us. Number one, we'll give you moral support, and we'll accept you for who you are. But number two, we will also help you fight the bullies. We'll call the bullies out for you. We'll protect you from the bullies, and we'll tell the bullies what they really are: pieces of trash, immature, insecure, mentally and emotionally unstable, low-life, trashy, scumbag degenerates. That's what they are. Right? That's the truth of the matter, right? Now, if you're being bullied by people, you can tell them that on your own, right? But when you have more support, it's better when you have more support. Let me tell you this. I can handle this on my own. But I'll tell you this, I would rather handle this with support. And things really didn't start to turn around for me out here on YouTube lately, over the last few months, finally after many years. And they didn't start to turn around until real true supporters came along to support this. So no matter how strong you are or how much you feel you can handle bullying and harassment and all that, support is absolutely necessary. It's critical. We want to provide that support for you. And this is something that we'll provide to you absolutely free of charge. So a lot of people want to question, what kind of a coach are you? What kind of coach, says this, says that, does this, does that? Okay. I'm a lot more than a coach. Coach is a broad term. People call themselves coach because we have lessons to teach people about our life that we've been through, right? There's a lot more to me and Dawn. There's a lot more to Dawn and I than us just being coaches out here and helping people. And don't get me wrong, Dawn won't even label herself a coach, but I consider her one because Dawn is very knowledgeable and Dawn has been through a lot. And Dawn is inspirational, even to me. But there's a lot more to Dawn and I than us, trying to help people with coaching content out here, with our stories. There's a lot more to that. We also want to fight for your right to have a good life. We want to support you against crazy people that are going to try to, take away from your happiness, that are going to try to disrupt your life as an attempt to try to make theirs feel better at your expense. And we can support you and say that you do not have to put up with that. And you're not alone. You can stand up to these types of people on your own. But we also want you to know that you're not alone, because we'll stand tall right there next to you. We're not going to be in front of you. We're not going to be behind you. We're going to be right alongside you. What I do out here and what Dawn does, this is not about us being any better than you or not being as good as you, okay? We don't want to be in front of you. We don't want to be behind you. We want to walk right alongside you. Because real support is walking right next to each other. Just like women used to do back in the days, they probably still do it. Women would go to the bathroom together, holding hands. You got a group of 4 or 5 women and they're holding hands and they're walking right alongside each other, walking to the bathroom. Then they take out the whole damn lane. No one else can get by on the other side. Getting close to the end, folks. I'm getting hungry. Oh, by the way, T, I don't know if you're still around. Don and I took your advice and we went and got Panera bread last night. It was pretty good. Even though the closest Panera bread is like a 13-minute drive, 4 cities away in Foster City, California, right by the San Mateo Bridge. I'll say this, the reception's better today. Yesterday there were some issues back on the part of the trail where the observation deck is at. Jigwalk says, Panera bread is good quality value. Yeah, no, it is, bro. It is. Absolutely. It absolutely is. Yeah, later tonight, after Don and I eat, I'm going to, once per week, I'm going to be whipping out my new Bissell 3515 Crosswave Hydro Steam Plus. It's the top of the line floor mop / area rug with low pile. All right, we've got the deep cleaner too for the deeper rugs and carpet and stuff. But for hardwood floor tile and low pile rugs, this machine is a little smaller and a little lighter than the deep cleaner. And it's amazing. It cleans really well, and it's got a self-cleaning, like a tray. It self-cleans the brush by itself. It's amazing. Now, don't get me wrong. It still is tiring work because listen. We have 2,000 square feet. That, with 2 dogs and stuff, it's constant cleaning, right? But I'll tell you, between having the Bissell 3515 Crosswave Hydro Steam, floor cleaner for hardwood floor, low pile rugs, and tile, and also then having the 3524 Bissell Pet Hydro Steam Revolution Hydro Steam for the deep cleaning, for the deeper pile rugs and carpet. And then I also have a Dyson. It's an older Dyson V6. It's a Dyson V6. They have the V15 now. But I've had the Dyson V6 for like 6-7 years. And I just keep replacing the parts. I got it refurbished for like $208, and normally $600. Got a new battery for it, high-powered battery, a bigger battery. You just replaced the parts, and it's all good. Dysons are the absolute best, and I like having the Dyson that has a rechargeable battery without a cord. Now, the other 2 cleaners by Bissell, they're corded because you can get them cordless, but I don't suggest getting the Bissell's cordless because they use a lot more power than the Dyson, because you're dealing with water and they just need a lot more power. Get them corded, and they come with like a 25-foot cord. So between the 2 Bissells and the Dyson, you keep the place nice and clean. It smells nice, takes care of any pet messes, etc. Refreshes the rugs and the floor and all that. It's awesome. So I'm gonna be doing some maintenance tonight. Let me see here. Jiglock says, are you having another taco night soon? I don't know. Dawn hasn't mentioned tacos. So when Dawn mentions tacos, that's what I make them. Like, because Dawn's appetite has been all over the place with her medication, when she feels like eating a certain something, I'll make it, because as long as she eats anything at this point, I'm happy, right? It's all good. So She hasn't asked for tacos in a while, so I don't know. I'm not quite sure what we're going to eat yet still tonight. I might grab something, or who knows. I might make something at home real quick. It just all depends. I'm going to call Dawn once I get off the trail here and get off the stream. I'm going to call her from the car and we'll figure it out. I have 2 Bissell's, great products. Yeah, which Bissell's do you have? Just kind of curious. Do you have the deep cleaner and the floor cleaner? Because that's what it would take. I mean, if you have a decent sized house and you have carpet or deep pile rugs, the deep cleaner is for that. And then if you have low pile rugs, hardwood floors, tile, etc., then the Crosswave Hydro Steam Plus. It's fantastic too. There's the Crosswave Hydro Steam Plus, the top of the line one, model number 3515. It has a little tray that's separate. Like when you're cleaning, you should always use your Bissell first to try to, get rid of all the dry stuff before you do the wet stuff, right? But in case you miss any, the Bissell, the floor mop, pretty much the Crosswave Hydro Steam Plus, will separate like dog hair and debris and the water. It's just amazing. Like there's a little piece in the unit that takes the dirty stuff. You've got the tank with the warm water and the solution that you use, and then you have the dirty tank that separates like hair and dirt from the actual water. It's freaking amazing. I have a Bissell Spinwave Power Mop and a Bissell Rug Cleaner, but I have to check on the model name. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no, Bissell's really improved over the since 2023 and 2024. Like in 2023, Bissell came out with some really, really good products. And at that point, Don and I were like, we're really tired of using the manual mop. We're really tired. And it's like, we're not lazy or anything, but we're like, how much time can we save if we buy a Bissell? How much time can we save? And time is money, right? So, anyway. All right, folks. We are at 88 minutes, an hour, and 28 minutes here. Not a bad walk. Jake Walk says, maybe I will make a short video sometime showing my Bissells. Cool, right on. Wonderful, dude, wonderful. 16 thumbs up, 34 in the box still. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. If you'd like to support the channel before we go off the air, you can do so in one of a few ways. You can send a super chat or a super sticker in any amount. You can also send a super thanks on the live stream replays and pre-recorded videos. Now, on the current live stream replay, it takes anywhere from 2 to 12 hours to process the stream, even though you can view it. The super thanks may not show up on the current live stream replay processing once the show ends for about 2 to 12 hours. So if you don't see the super thanks there and you want to send one, go to the previous video before that. More than likely that's done processing and you'll see the super thanks. That will allow you to leave a paid highlighted comment in the comment section of that particular video. It's similar to sending a super chat or a super sticker while we're live. You can also become a channel member. Don and I will be going live at some point soon, hopefully this week. We'll update you as soon as we're going to definitely do one. You'll need at least a $4.99 channel membership to watch the members only streams live with Don and I while they're live. That does not include the live stream replays for that stream or any other past live stream, you'll need at least a $9.99 channel membership if you're going to want to watch the live stream replays. You can also donate via Cash App or PayPal. Nightbot's been sharing our Cash App and PayPal links every 7 minutes in the chat. On PayPal, you can go to paypal.me/Coach Eli. On Cash App, you can go to $, the real Coach Eli. And as always, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. We want to thank everyone that's been donating lately. Tia, you've been phenomenal. Thank you for your donations. Mike S., thank you for yours. Jigwalk, I know you've donated as well. Too many people to mention. Thank you to everyone that's been very supportive of this channel. Don is very grateful and thankful too, which is what I'm trying to say. You know, the more that's donated here, the more content I can create. You know, if the donations, if we don't get new people coming in to support, I may have to do something else, and that may cut a bit into the content. And I hope it doesn't happen. But even if it does, I'll find a way to still get some content going. But I think we've got a great group of people here now, and more to come, that will value our content and support us, because we really truly do care about you folks. Don and I are raw and real. What you see is what you get. We are not about fake instigated drama. You know, we are not about lying or deceiving you. What we say is who we are, and what we say we do is what we really do and who we really are. Again, that's all it boils down to. We don't lie like other people that say the rawest and realest on YouTube, and then they're phonies and they create fake instigated drama. All right, folks, get your final questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in just a few minutes here. What a beautiful day. Need to get a John Deere in here. Look at how high the dry grass is growing here. Look at a John Deere in on this thing, hopefully within the week or so. This is kind of dangerous to have it this high. Not as dangerous as being out in the mountains, because look, this is just a small patch here. Even if this caught fire, you have a fire line right here. You have cement. You have a brick wall over there, right? So, I mean, it could probably still do some damage, but it still needs to be trimmed. It looks nasty. It looks nasty. But it's all good. It's not a big deal. They'll get to it. Folks, help Don and I stop the bullying. Tia with a bunch of hearts. Thank you so much, Tia. Thank you so much. Don and I think what Don and I are going to do our next show on, we're going to talk about bullying and harassment. And because our members-only live streams are not monetized with ads, they're premium paywalled content, we can actually have a topic where we call it, you know, Don and Eli talk about bullying and harassment. So, you know, those are the videos where technically you're not supposed to turn on monetization for those. Even if you do, it's only available to members. The ads won't play on them. So I think that's what Don and I are going to talk about, you know, the next time we go live. We're going to continue talking about bullying and harassment, and, you know, she's going to share some of the stuff she's been through and some of our plans for the future to truly help people that are dealing with this to not have to deal with it, and they can know that they have support here from Don and I and the many other great people that are a part of our community. Love you all. Thank you so much for being here, folks. We're leaving 31 in the box, 16 thumbs up. Please smash a thumbs up. Please share this out. We are at 95 minutes, an hour and 35 minutes. Have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.